On this edition of In the Know, we are talking all about the temperatures and how that's affecting our lake ice across the Great Lakes, and even bringing snow to places that don't typically see snow. Now, we have certainly seen quite cool conditions, especially across the Prairie Province. Yes, that's quite normal for the winter, but the polar vortex, wow, that was an extremely cold one, bringing quite the cool conditions across Ontario, Quebec. Many places across our country saw wind chills into the -20s, 30s. And the lakes, those have been affected all because of those temperatures too. Now, meteorologist Rhythm Reet's going to tell us more about how much lake ice coverage we have right now. So much lake ice that even there's a boat stuck in Lake Erie. That's the Manitoulin. It's been stuck for a little while now, and it doesn't seem to be moving anytime soon just because of how much ice is on those lakes. Now, Rhythm, before we get to the lake ice coverage, let's talk about our temperatures, maybe a little bit of a January recap.
When we are talking about January, Victoria, one of the bigger things that we've been talking about is the cold temperatures across the prairies. When we take a look at the temperature anomaly, most of the temperatures across the prairies have actually been above seasonal. A lot of the cooler temperatures have actually been further towards the United States. Now, obviously, that doesn't mean that the cold temperatures have been freezing like they were in the prairies, but when we're taking a look at the anomaly, they were well below seasonal for this time of year, and that was also something that got pushed into the Great Lakes.
I'm sure many people across Canada remember just about a week or two ago that polar vortex. It brought quite cool conditions. Rhythm, what's that doing to our lakes?
Well, that's actually helped our lakes freeze over. When we are taking a look at the temperature anomaly over the last 7 days, we've seen that southern Ontario has seen well below seasonal temperatures across the region, and that's what's brought quite a drastic jump in our lake temperatures. So I just want to show you this real quick. When we are talking about like January 1st, we were well below the seasonal when it comes to lake ice, and now we're right at the average. The average ice coverage right now is around 27% across all of the lakes. And like you mentioned, Lake Erie with a boat that is stuck in it, Lake Erie has the most amount of lake ice coverage, 81%. Now, why is this important? Well, for anyone that lives near the Great Lakes, we know how annoying those lake effect snow bands are and snow squalls are. The more ice that we have, that means that we have less of that machine being kicked up. Now, by no means are we near the record when it comes to seeing more lake ice, but we're also not very low. We are just hitting that average right now thanks to all of that cold air that infiltrated just this past week.
Now, that cold air also moved way further south towards the south of the states, bringing in snow to places that don't typically see snow. Rhythm, even iguanas falling from the sky?
You got that right. When we are talking about these temperatures, take a look at this. These were some of those coolest temperatures that they had in this past week. Areas like Mobile or even Pensacola, Florida, which is a nice little beach town, saw freezing degree temperatures. And yeah, we saw falling iguanas. No, they are not dead. They just become so stunned and immobile that they'll freeze and then they'll fall off of tree branches. This is an amazing footage from New Orleans. You don't expect to see snow-covered roads and even blowing snow, and that's exactly what happened, Victoria. Now, taking a quick look at how much snowfall that they saw, well, New Orleans actually saw 20.3 centimeters of snowfall, but the record has to go to Milton. Milton saw 25.4 centimeters of snowfall in a single day. Now, when we compare that to the largest snowfall in a single day along any of the major Canadian cities, Milton, Florida actually has a record for most of that snowfall this winter season.